Hello, friends. We continue our lectures, and second lectures will be about the basic contradiction of modern education. I will try to explain what it's mean, and of course, we must remember that it is firstly illustration. The more difficult or more very complex situation with different and very difficult elements. Of course, it is a basic scheme for understanding the main idea. Okay, and we begin from this. When we talk about the modern problem, modern contradiction of education, we must say that it is problem what really happen and show for us only in modernity, in new time. It's not problem what okay, we can say that it is a real fundamental problem of education itself, but actualization this problem, it is the fact of the 20th century, it's fact of this period. And more correctly, it's second period of 20th century. When we talk about the actualization this problem, we must say that it is conflict between past and future. The real, when we talk about education in the fundamental basic context, what we have told in previous lectures, we mark that educational process, its concretization, cultural process, where I bring up, where I grow from the physical, natural standard to another, to something more. And of course, this is conflict, its reality, the conflict between future and past. It is a real conflict only for modern reality, where our challenges change and another activities happen more quickly. It is really so because we don't know really what we will do in next year in our own professional sphere, for example. We all know that we can't, for example, have the first education, higher education, we have a diploma, and after that we will stop our process of learning and studying. Now it's impossible for us today. Today we will learn and study all our life, because this changing process of changing our reality so quickly that we can't to do this. That's why when we talk about the previous experience, it's experience of the past, it is what show us our culture. Today we see that we must understand what the really mean and send these values what show us and give us the culture, for example, previous experience, because the previous experience show us different hints for future, but in the same time we see that our previous experience show us the standing something what break our decision, affective decision, something what really move us in mistakes. That's why it is the frame of the real situation in our, of course it's formal aspect, but the crisis of modern educational, it is process not between process by what we can describe by a conflict between past and future. It is only formal, and we will continue and uh, will share and see new content. Mm, it is another question. We will see it in next time. But today, the first idea, the main idea, it's conflict between future and past. In past experience, previous experience, controls what we must do in future. And we can see it in two these formulas. Uh, when we talk about past, and we will try to explain the basic truth of this position. The main idea, the traditional education and approach when we stand on past and try to see in future, it is position that it is truth. Truth consists in what? Really, when we see about future, we really mean that it's my own future. It is something what really new only in my own life, but it is not so for all society. That's why when something happen, firstly in life of child or student or somebody else who studies something new, we must say it is new only in his own experience. It is something new, but not for all society. It is not real, essential new experience. It is not phenomenon for all society. That's why it is new only for me. Here you see, and the formula of these approaches and the basic idea consists in what? Um those who invent the bicycle all time will not live alone. It's shortly, it is, I think it's crucially, but it is so, it's life. We must, um, we must use our resources more effectively. That's why the approach where we stand for on past vision, yes, so-called, of course, it is the request that we must remember about the effective way of using our resources. Okay, when we talk about future, of course, we see that at first the formula of the past vision and the formula of the future vision is modern formula. It's new formula of what really need in education. And here we formulate what? Future, it is unpredictable. We don't know what really will. We don't know what really happen with us in future. To cope with the challenge from future, to us, it's mean in time, really to abandon the illusions or delusions of the past. It's very important. It is new criteria of modern time, because it is a real conflict when we must do, it is conflict between one approach when we must to know what happened before, and that's why I have said this. But another criteria, another request, it's mean that our life today not something what really happened and what happened before. It is something what really happened firstly, and it is really something new, not for my own life only, but for all society. That's why it's criteria not for one part of the society who we can name in Russian it means elita. It is first man. It is um, it is man who really know what happened and really can find new ways for resulting, for solving these new problems. And that's why when we talk about future vision, so-called, of course, but it is the important. It is vision from idea that we don't know what really happened with us in future. It is the criterion required. We must be creative. We must be to know something new, what we don't know and didn't know before. That's why the formal formalization of the truth of this vision we can explain and express in this formula. Only ignorance is the only chance to cope with the um, unpredictability. Unpredictability. We must to cope with the future, but for this we must abandon previous solutions and we must distinguish, find where our previous was real and true and where it is illusion, because it's like think and shadow this. We know always to see and distinguish think and shadow. That's why the challenge what throughout the future is this: we must be creativity. We must to find again and again new decision for new problems. Okay, and I must show you through these moments. It's what is? It is project to the past from future, and it is project on sphere of future from past. You see, of course, it's cycle. I mean that this contradiction real, and this contradiction real only because we see this cycle. Because when we use these criteria, for example, we use from past vision, and we use in project in future, we will always find this. And when we will project vision from future to past, we always will find this. It is cycle. One curves for another and return. Okay, next step. And for us, important to say what? Of course, I have said it. I will not talk long about this. It is traditional vision. When we see future from past, it is traditional vision, the future. When we talk about the modern past from vision of future, we must say that it is modern model of education. Traditional model of education, it is vision from past. It is important for understanding because it's controversial visions, how I have said. Okay, and finally we see this new moment. It's mean that when we talk about, for example, traditional educational system and model of education, it is usually system very hierarchical. It is very static. It is very it is something what really mean that pretend to the universality. For example, of course it's in this word what I will say now. It's catching another meaning, but for example, we talk about university. Yes, It is not institute, university is something more. Universality, the same idea, but with another meaning. I think we will talk about this in our summaries maybe. Um, okay, and when we talk about the traditional, where we know something in the past and it's happened for us in our new situation, because it's situation new only for my own life, my own experience, but not for life, all society. In society, in culture, we can catch something what really need for us, and it will help us. uh, it is so because this center of this model or this world vision, it is idea that this center, it is something with all these features. Nature is something one, it's something really universal, like God too. We all see in the nature hierarchical structures, and nature in has mm, all has phenomena, its own phenomena. We see that it is something really with cycle processes. Now, we see these processes everywhere. It's mean that really changes not happen. It is something what happen again and again the same. It is not something new. That's why nature, of course, we see, but we can't to see the real development, how we see, for example, in human history, for example. It is something another. We can't to see that we really see something new in nature, maybe only evolution, but the concentration, these new events in this history, it's very not so essential, I must say. um, okay, and these, of course, traditional model of education, we of course can continue features and describe new elements in these models, but the center, we must say, it is nature and God. It is something like exist without any changing, without any work network system, of course, it's so-called, and etc. Particulars, particularities, and etc. Okay, and when we talk about modern system of education, modern model of education, firstly, we must say that more correctly, this system was described in postmodern philosophy of postmodern. Uh, and here we see that in the center of modern model stand human. It is something what we can describe in correlation with the nature. Human, it is not static. It is something what really every moment change. It is a dynamic system, of course, model two. If here we must say that hierarchical structure, where we can show and point the point where our system collect, and here we control this. It is new vision of reality, where not exist the center of reality, decentralization. And of course, if we talk about nature like a wholeness, like something universal, but when we talk about human, it is not so. It is not so because it is only part of this wholeness, this reality. That's why particularity and except moments, it is not important for us today. I think we will talk about this in philosophy course philosophy course. And what are really important for us when we talk about modern, it is situation when our worldview was with this world vision was happen deconstruction. We see today only fragment our reality, and we can find it in virtual reality, in internet, where we always see only parts, clips or something new. It is like mosaic. I don't know how to say it more correctly in English. Mosaic in Russian. It's fragment, but it's fragment my own, each person recollect for his own needs. It is another vision where, for example, if we must say that here truth, yes, it's something important, but here we must say that more important not truth, knowledge. Today more important useful, something useful, our delicious, our needs, and etc. That's why if here idea was universal idea, theoretical ideas, here ideas pragmatism, utilitarianism, and etc. That's why for example, if here we must say that the goal of education is new subject, here the goal of education subject in real mean, I mean that it is somebody who can stand in his own grounding, his own grounding. Here it is consumer, somebody who can use different abilities, his own different opportunities. What show us it is when we talk about the society of theater, society of, it's another discourse, but this have correlation. It is a society of consumers, who, maybe not consumers, who pay for this. Yes, общество потребления in Russian, I mean. It is another construct. It is the basic features. And now we must say it is not, of course, the decision of these controversial. It is not bad. All this reality, it is not something bad. This is not good. And another, the same. It is not bad. This not good. It's another. All these aspects need for us today. And now we finally must say about the center of educational process. And we remember that in previous lecture that this core, the center of educational process of education, it is correlation, is relationship between teacher and student. It's very important. What really happened between these persons, it is the basic condition for success. In all meanings, what we can only remember, and we only think, only think. But, and in the same situation, we must say that if we talk about traditional model, we must say that it is correlation. Okay, I will show it by this scheme. It is like teacher, yes, and student. Student, it is a fact. It is features of something, what we name teacher. It means that it is teacher centralized model. I don't know correctly I say, but it's model where the center of all models, of all elements, of all relationship between these elements, it is teacher. It is central or figure of educational pedagogical process. Teacher, it is a source from what I can take my knowledge, my abilities, like student. and what I really try to catch and find too, of course. Here, another situation, if, for example, when we talk about traditional model, it is a real relationship between real teacher and a real student. Or if we will talk more completely, I must say so, it is a situation when student put in system of educational process. That's why it is where, of course, correlation and relationship between teacher and student, like persons, very important. But students stand in the system, where the central figure, teacher. Here, in another situation, of course, here where we talk about decentralizations, we must say that stand only student and another student. It means that teacher like a figure, it is something what not exist. It is, of course, maximalization. The idea of modern model education, it's limit. Yes, it's the limit of this idea. I mean that real decisions of a real decision, this conflict, this contradictional version of educational process, it is something another. That's why I complete this idea. I try to find the limits. Of course, here exists teacher and only teacher, because student it is only fact, so-called, of course. But here exists student who don't know about something what really happened before, and it is a real first person. It is center of system, but here not system. Here we can say that it is decentralization. It is system without system, where we organized our process of studying by, for example, group working, or where one student tried to study another, where we okay, we can describe situation where instead teachers stand network, and where student use this network like среда, environment, where I have my virtual life, and in this in moment of this life is all moment of this life in this virtual environment. I can catch new abilities, new knowledge, and etc. It is starting without teacher. This idea, the maximum, yes. Okay, and of course, when we talk about um, the real decision of this conflict, this problem of two versions of education, we must say that it is abstract moments. It is abstract moments. It is I believe that it is only abstract moments, and we must unite these elements in unity. But today I have no task for me to explain this idea of how we must to create this unity. I must only say that for future we always will try to organize this new system, new maybe organization without system, where two vision will unite, and we can find it in different ways for organization university, project university, singularity university, cultural university, and of course, idea Barton Clark entrepreneurial university. Um, Here, Dewey, Krasnov, Russian authors, singularity, of course, it's Raymond Kurzweil. I'm sorry. And cultural university, of course, it is idea of Ortega Gasset. Uh, and Alexander Auzan, Dean of Economical Faculty in Moscow University, who very interesting show, very interesting ideas how we can apply this model for reality about externalization and etc. Very interesting conception, I think. Okay, and etc. But we, of course, we can continue these models. We talk not about all. Of course, exists another version of university. I don't talk about the schools, but for me, interesting university because and that's why I know about this more. Okay, and I must conclude our lecture. I must say that all modes, I repeat it again, it's important, all modes of education, universities for me important, are attempt to solve this contradiction. All these modes of university show up when the future, we must remember about this and try to put in model. We try to remember and thinking that what really happened with the education when we remember about something what we come to know, where we come to find results before when it's happened with us. We can find internet and show different courses, for example, making decisions and etc. And the red line through all these courses, you all can find only one idea. It is idea uncertainty. We don't know really what happened when future happened with us, because it's future, not something today. It's special for today. It is not something what new only for us. For us, it is something new, what really new for our society. That's why it's so need uh, to be creative and have a work in group, subgroup, and understand how we really can organize our work and etc. etc. Skills for future for 21st century. And it's topic for next hour lectures. Thank you very much. That's all. I hope that it was interesting for you. Thank you very much.